The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Sign up for DraftKings Sportsbook by using promo code RTRS. Brought to you by MortgageCS. Become a MortgageCS Ricky VIP by going to mortgagecs.com/Ricky. Briggs Auction, the official auction of the process at briggsauction.com. And Stateside Urban Craft Vodka, the official sponsor of the Corner 3 newsletter with Zoe and tomorrow with me. You can subscribe at rightstoRickySanchez.com. Subscribe to all of our different newsletters there, but the Corner 3 comes out on Thursdays. And you can get Stateside at statesidevodka.com. On the show today, the Sixers continue to look real tough without their best player, Joel Embiid. One of them continuing to look maybe tougher than the others, one Tobias Harris on the final year of his contract. We'll talk about those. Woj says that Joel Embiid could be back at the end of March. And huge news coming in right before the end of the month. Dan Olinger, who was tasked with hitting at least 35 of 50 free throws by the end of February to save his job, has turned in a video. We will watch the video. Mike has not seen it. I have not seen it. CJ has, so he could edit it a little bit. But we have not seen it. We do not know the results. We do not know if Danny is going to be part of the Ricky tomorrow. So we will play that later. Very, very, very exciting stuff. I did mention Stateside Urban Craft Vodka, home of Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka. We thank Stateside again for housing the post-bell ringing live Ricky at the Stateside Bar there at Fishtown, North Hancock Street, 1700 North Hancock Street. At one point, people had given me 3 Surfsides, 3 of them. I only drank it, like, honestly, 3/4 of one because I had to drive all the way back home. But I love Surfside. We love Surfside. Summer is coming. Baseball's here. Phillies are at spring training. Anytime you turn on a game, you see tons of people with Surfsides. Why? Because it's fucking awesome.
It is awesome.
It's awesome.
And I love that bar. That bar kicked ass. I would hang out there regularly.
Yeah, that was a good time. Of course, they have the regular iced tea and vodka, the peach tea and vodka, the lemonade iced tea and vodka, the lemonade and vodka, of course, the vodka sodas. Summer's coming. Baseball's coming. Stock up. Go to statesidevodka.com. But you got to be 21 to drink it. Without any further ado, Amos and the chef.
We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We was right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. We were right, y'all. We were right. Even when it went wrong, we were right. We were right, y'all. We were right. So say the name. Say the name. Say the name.
Welcome to...
There it is. Did you see it?
Yes.
He put it in. The bell ringing, immortalized.
Oh, that's right. You weren't on Sunday's pod. You didn't see the new intro video yet.
What a joy.
Here you are. The rights to... see, now you talked first, and it fucked me all up.
Welcome the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast starting now.
Yes. I'm
Mike. He's Spike.
Yes.
Sixers haven't won in a month.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out there. It's really rough out there. The good sign. Tyrese Maxey plays good game against Milwaukee, plays a good game against Boston, which he hadn't previously.
Yep.
Good game on both sides of the ball. There's a good thing. Another good thing. Ricky Council is the process player on the Sixers, but is actually contributing.
Yeah.
The one that was promised. The Ricky Council is a joy to watch.
He's he's the KJ McDaniels, the Jakar Sampson, all wrapped up, the Justin Anderson, all the guys that we were just hoping, Jonah Bolden in there. You're just hoping that they put it together. And Ricky, the outside shot's going to work in progress. I do think it's gotten way better since college, but he's producing.
He's an animal.
In games that matter.
He's an animal. I love him.
Gotta sign him. Need a standard contract. That's what I wrote about in the last Ricky newsletter. Got to sign Ricky to a real contract.
I assume what they're doing is waiting for the March 1st deadline to see who gets cut. So if you are going to be on a playoff roster, you got to get cut before March 1st. So I assume the Sixers, with their open roster spots, do they have two open roster spots, if I remember correctly? I think they're just waiting to see who gets cut, but my guess would be that they will turn that into a real contract after March 1st if they don't use those 2 roster spots. There is some bad news in there, though. The bad news being they're generally intolerable to watch. They can't stop anybody. The defense looks pretty bad. The offense sometimes looks even worse. And Tobias Harris, D'Anthony Melton is hurt again after playing 2 fucking games. And Tobias is motherfucking us all for every bad thing we've said by just going out as poorly as he can. I mean, we all remember when you said that his brain was fried from COVID. He has that look to him again, where he doesn't look like he knows what's going on. He's smoking layups. He's not fucking getting loose balls. He's missing defensive assignments. He's not making any shots at all, even the daddy touch shots.
Ah, daddy.
It's really, really, really rough for Tobias right now, Mike. Really rough.
It is bad.
It's as bad as it's ever been, I think.
The Tobias stat line from the Boston game: 5 for 19 from the field for 13 points, 1 free throw, 2 rebounds, both offensive, no assists, no steals, no blocks, no charges taken in his entire time with the Sixers. By the way, I took a charge last night in my game. Play it. Do it.
Oh, wait, that's the one, right?
I coach.
No, wrong one. Nope. There we go. Hold on. Sorry.
I play like this. I don't play like that. When I play, I'm pretty intense.
Mike playing basketball.
I'm in my prime. Honestly,
Sign me. So I'm putting my body on the line more than Tobias is for a rec league. It was the playoffs. We did lose. Lost by 4.
Sorry,
fight. It's okay. They were the better team for sure. But man, 2 for 7 from 3. Tobias doing what we ask. Let him fly. No, it's bad. It's real bad.
Really bad.
He is now shooting on the year 32 and change from deep. If you look at his splits, he started off the year hot and then was 26% in November, up to 42 in December, down to 35 in January, and 25 so far in February.
Honestly, 25 sounds like a lie. It sounds like it's way too high.
It does feel high. And every month has been between in the 3s. There's never been a stretch where he has letting it fly more times per game. And to be that present all the time, playing mid-30s minutes all in the season, and to not average 4 threes attempted per game in any month.
Bro, they are
insane.
Dying for somebody to score points. Everybody else is Buddy Hield is doing too much. Kelly Oubre is doing too much. Everybody's doing too much because they're just dying for somebody to score. And here's Mr. Go Get a Bucket himself, Mr. Sharpshooter himself. Go get buckets. Just get buckets.
No.
Get buckets.
He's not going to do it. And he was shooting so well earlier in the season on 2s that it made up for the fact that he doesn't get to the line and he doesn't take enough 3s. And so he really has to shoot. He was finishing at the rim so well earlier. That's all gone. He basically has to shoot like lights out from the mid-range to make a positive impact. And when daddy's touches are missing, he is so useless, and he doesn't like do the other stuff. You know, there's been stretches where he's been like a driving kick guy, distributing, whatever, but it's not like other players where you go, man, they are having the shot's not falling, they're having a tough time finishing, they're smoking a couple things, whatever. But they're really recommitting themselves on the other end. They're really going after on defense or getting after the rebounds or whatever. Anything to do. And it just seems like those shots aren't falling. And then he becomes like Eeyore wandering around out there in the rain. Like there's a rain cloud just over him. And Keith Pompey is feeling under his feet and holding his moist hand up. It is bad. And he went up one time so weak up at Derek White. And it's like, dude, I love Derek White. He's a great rim protector for a guard. But like, you're supposed to, your deal is that you're supposed to be big and strong and good at moving, like using your shoulders to get through or around people. Go the fuck up strong. And if he blocks you or you miss a dunk, like, fine. But to go up so soft and allow Derek White to like impose his will on you at the rim, what an embarrassment. Like, God, you should take it more personally and go up like an adult, like a daddy. Go up like a daddy and stop going up like a little baby cat. Like, actually dunk. And he's not doing it. You know, Rich Hoffman posed like Tobias as a Trey Turner type. Like, we should give him a standing ovation type thing. And then I saw people on Twitter maybe speculating about that.
No.
I find that to be ridiculous.
No. The Trey Turner thing was one time ever. There can't just be another Trey Turner.
Yes. It was a unique thing. And also, he was clearly trying so hard, and just like baseball is a particularly frustrating mindfuck.
Well,
and
how about
it wasn't
this?
working for him. And then like he just needed another support, and it turned his season around. And it was cool, and it was like organic and whatever. You can't just go like, hey, this guy's doing bad. He's been here for 5 years. He's not doing the things that they need him to do, even in addition to the misses from deep. Like, no, don't give him a standing ovation. You don't have to boo him if you don't want to boo him. That's fine. I don't really care. But like the rally around Tobias after 5 years, it's like, dude, that's what the money is for. That's a Mad Men quote. That's what the fucking money is for.
How about this? Trey Turner, like was one of the best shortstops in baseball. Like, that's the other thing too that is part of this, is that Trey Turner, before he was struggling, before he got to Philadelphia, was also really, 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 really good. You know, what is like? I'm not standing owing to him into 19 points rather than 13 points.
No,
I'm not doing it. It's just he won't even bend over to get the ball. Bend over. I just give it your all. Just I
just really wish, and I don't know what it is, but like, he cannot be an automatic 34 minutes a night guy in the playoffs. He cannot do it. And Doc is a guy that I didn't trust to like disrupt the hierarchy like that.
Ability is availability. Right?
That's right. Thank you, Doc. I bought the idea of like Daryl going, hey, you need him. We need to at least make sure that at some point we're going to trade this guy. So let's not start playing him like seventh man minutes.
right.
But like,
It's over now.
That's over now.
It's over.
That is over now. You're not doing this for anything aside from trying to help the Sixers win games. And when Joel Embiid comes back, Tobias Harris cannot be playing 35 minutes a night. Obviously, they're banged up, and like, but let's assume that everybody's healthy, which you can't assume, but let's just do it. If Covington's back and Batum's fine and Melton's fine, like, there is no reason to play those guys like 12 and Tobias 35.
No.
He is not good enough. He does not earn that. You can't just give him a blank check to do whatever he wants for that long. If he's bad, you got to pull him. Like, the team is suffering and will continue to suffer if he's just allowed to have, as if he's like a tentpole player, like free reign over whatever.
We got this about his minutes to 833 Lickface.
This is Jack from Northeast Philadelphia. First and foremost, fuck the Celtics. Secondly, Tobias Harris, what does he do well? What is he doing out there? I mean, he had 11 guys play meaningful minutes here. Was he better than anyone? I don't even care about the contract at this point. All I care, he's not even earning his minutes. Campaign, Ricky Council the fourth, even Mo Bamba was showing life out there. Tobias Harris, daddy touch shots. I mean, everything was more bricks than a Mayfair row house. I mean, he can't even get his daddy touch buckets. I know he made a couple wide open threes, but I mean, a lot of the guys on the bench can do this. Is there any advantage over just an average NBA role player at this point? I mean, shouldn't Nick Nurse limit his minutes? I mean, he is actively hurting the team at this point. Maybe he needs to go out with back spasms or, mysterious inflammation for a few weeks just to get right. I mean, but what should the Sixers do about Tobias Harris? This is disgusting watching this game today. Thank you for the voicemail. Thank you for having a voicemail line. Appreciate any consideration.
Would you consider, so Dan Olinger wrote a thing for writestreakysanchez.com.
Yeah.
Subscribe this week about when Embiid is back, who the starting five is. And the initial thing is it like, who's at that guard spot? Is it Melton? Is it Oubre? Is it Buddy Hield? But then at the end, he's like, hey, look, I'm just throwing this out there. What if you just played all three of them and sat Tobias? Would you consider having Tobias come off the bench?
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Really?
Yeah,
Over
I mean,
Oubre.
I don't care who it's a skill sets meshing situation. Like,
Sure.
To me, it's like, if he's playing well, and we're going to have a stretch of Tobias playing well, it's going to happen, and it's going to be like, that's why you don't bench him. We're going to go through the roller coaster. He's even Steven. He's going to bounce back a little bit. But overall, shooting 34% from three on so few attempts per game is just bad. I'm not getting to the line enough. So I just don't think it just can't guarantee. You can't guarantee him like the third or fourth most minutes on the team automatically. He should be in that role that Melton and Batum are in, and Oubre, when they're playing well, they get to play, and when they're not, they play 18 minutes. Like, there's just no reason for it. He's no longer, there's no contract or trading factor. This is just what's best for the team. And aside from like habit, I don't see a reason that Tobias should be grandfathered into that. So yeah, I like the idea in some distinct matchups. I think sometimes he's a big body on defense, and you can throw him on somebody in the way that like Melton would maybe get pushed around or healed. But I'm certainly into tinkering with the starting lineup, so it's Maxey, Melton, Hield, Batum, Embiid. I think that's a very, very suitable starting lineup. And then Tobias can come in once one of Maxey or Embiid is out, and then do a little touch time off the bench. Like, let him like punish friggin' Sam Hauser.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Thank you to DraftKings we didn't get the Dan Olinger video until hours ago, but there are official odds for entertainment purposes only from DraftKings Sportsbook. Danny to make 35 or more of the 53 throws is plus 135.
Wow. I think he does it. Like pretty good.
Now, they also gave odds to make
I might tease it.
38 or more free throws at plus 225. What do you think of that?
38. I would bet that.
Would you? At plus 225. What do you tease?
Yeah, I think that because it took him the whole month.
Yep.
I think he's been practicing. He has been trying to take video. I think this is when like a trainer shows a player like Ben Simmons hitting a ton of his, look at this stretch of threes. He's hitting everything. And it's like, well, you cut together the ones that went in. And so I think it's been a strategically placed 50 free throw bracketed region. And so I feel like he's gonna pass it with flying colors.
And by the way, the only reason they didn't put this in the app at DraftKings Sportsbook is because we do not know if he's doctored this video. Obviously, we will watch the video, but we're going to have to do a lot of investigation afterwards to make sure everything's legit. This is not just like a guaranteed win and in for Dan Olinger. Sixers, by the way, I'm looking at the DraftKings Sportsbook app now.
It is inside also. It is always easier to shoot free throws in an indoor court.
Also, always easier to do it when you've done it 75 different times and recorded it every time, for you to hit the 35 of them. Sixers, at their lowest title odds so far this season that I can remember, they're at plus 2,200. They're now behind the Timberwolves and the Thunder, same odds as the Knicks.
I will say,
Yeah.
somebody should bet it.
I'll bet it. I'll
I'm
bet it
not
right
going
now.
to.
Okay. Well, you're in California, so you can't do it right
First
now.
of all, because I'm in California,
Yeah.
but also because
Do it.
I can't put I'm already, so much of my personality and mind space is dedicated to that. I just can't do wallet stuff on team.
I'm going to
But
do
I
it.
do think it's like, this is
Gotta
if
add money
Embiid
to
comes
my
back
account.
and he's fine and the pieces around him fit as well as it seems like they could, 2,200 that's a good bet.
I'm going to put $50 on it now while we're talking.
50 to win what?
Well, it's plus 2,200, so that would be $1,000.
Okay.
$1,100. I have to put the money into my account first before.
All right, let's see you do it there, pal.
I'm doing
Let's see
it
if
right
you got
now.
it. You got $50?
Hang on.
Is this all show?
I don't have $50 at all.
Okay.
Hang on. I can't afford this friggin' house. Hold on.
Yeah, show it.
I'm doing it. I'm putting
Show
the money in there. I gotta
show
do
Cam.
it from my PayPal. Hang on.
No, there's a lot of organization happening here.
Here we go. Oh, boom. Okay, so there it's in.
Show
so you
it
can
to
see
us.
the $50.
I don't see it.
Wait, hold on.
I need to get close.
Plus 2,200, $50. Total payout is $1,150. There's the.
Get me closer.
I think you can.
Okay, there it is.
You see it?
You got to close. I just watched the video that CJ sent me. You have to cover your eyes so that the camera can focus on the phone.
Cover my eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Whatever.
No, it did it. It did it.
Okay. Get into the action. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner in the NBA.
CJ's proud of me for knowing
new
that.
customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code RTRS. New customers.
I love doing futures, man.
I love
do it.
futures. Futures are
It's
the best.
When I was in Philly, because I could do it, because I was in a state that allows it. I just put a bunch of futures in for all sorts of sports. It's
Love
the best. 'Cause
futures.
Then you get to ride it.
All year long. Yeah.
It's a joy.
New customers can get a no sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code RTRS. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Got to be 21. See show notes for details. There is no more information on the Melton thing.
That sucks. He was very helpful in that Cavs game.
Dude, I was talking with AU about that when he was on the pod on Sunday. It was so nice to see Melton out there. He will shoot, knows what he's doing on defense, has become like a more than willing shooter, I would say. Like an aggressive shooter, I think you could call him. He was super helpful, and it's a bummer. I hope he's okay. This was, I didn't see the quote from Nurse, but Gina Mazzell from the Inquirer. Does Gina read the Inquirer? Yeah. Nick Nurse acknowledged there was concern about Melton's back, which the coach described as the same issue that kept Melton out for more than a month. So.
It's sad and bad. They really, really need him. They really do. He's their best guard defender. You get Lowry to mitigate that, and Batum can guard down a little bit, but he's just the quick trigger and the like release valve, secondary ball handler, and just the energy, like getting to the ball. He's really, really helpful. And, they added two good 3-point shooters at the deadline. If you go to per 36, there are 4 Sixers that play regular minutes, with a threes attempted per 36 over 6, honestly. And they got Buddy Hield and Campaign, who are 1-2. And then it's Maxey and Melton. And everybody else is not taking enough threes. So they've added to that. But if Melton's out and Campaign's out of the rotation, if Lowry's the guy, they just need more guys that are willing to shoot off the catch.
And by the way, Campaign, look, when the shot's going in, he is fine. But he is a player who's waiting to torture me. He's waiting to torture me. He reminds me of, his good games are like this. I'll take my dog for a walk and he'll find a chicken bone. And I think every walk he goes on for the next month is like, if we go outside, I'm going to get a chicken bone. That's what Campaign is like. Like, he goes out and he has a good game, one good game, all the shots go in, and then every successive game after that, he's like, I'm just going to shoot all these shots. They're going to go in. I'm good again. But it's really like, when he's hot, he's great. When he's not, he's pretty maddening. He's a pretty bad defender.
I mean, he's so small and thin and easily pushed around. And I like Lowry better. but like providing some level of rim pressure and quickness with the ball in his hands has been nice that for a team that basically that's only Maxey that can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the willingness to shoot 8 threes per 36, shooting 37% in the 8 games he's been here. Like that's more than fine. It's frustrating at times and the shot selection's not always great and he is like quite small, but I've been for a team that has been ravaged by injuries, he has been quite helpful, I would say, so far.
For sure.
The team ultimately is just not good enough without Joel. Like borderline like you shouldn't like
watch.
you should we should saying this as a guy who you're listening to his podcast, like I'm the only one with the integrity to tell you that this is not worth your time right now.
Well, you could just listen to the podcast. You don't need to
you
watch
listen
the
to the
games.
podcast.
Just listen to the podcast.
It's just and I get a kick out of like seeing how Buddy plays with Maxey and how Batum impacts the stuff and what Lowry looks like. I really do. I love Lowry, man. Like the combination of speed and he's still fast this many years into his career and like decision making.
He does still seem pretty good. I just don't want to we just need every bit of energy he has for the last 2 weeks of the season and playoffs, you know.
For sure. But like the decision making has been really helpful. So I like seeing a lot of stuff and obviously the rookie council stuff is great. The rookie council stuff is great. I'm dangerously close to believing in a higher upside than my bank account can afford.
What are you even gonna bet?
CJ.
I was looking at Ricky's Wikipedia page. Do you know his full name? Have you seen this?
I might have.
No.
Ricky Nicardo, Council the Fourth.
Nicardo?
Nick
Great name.
Cardo. Like Ricky Ricardo, but Nick Cardo.
Ricky Nicardo.
It's great.
Unbelievable. What a collection. I got to interview his parents. Honestly, Ricky seems like a good dude, but I got to talk to these parents that are doing
Ricky
bits
Council
with their children's names.
Yeah, let's get the Ricky Council. I don't want Ricky Council the fourth. I want Ricky Council the 1th.
Give me the first
on
one.
the podcast.
But I love he attacks the basket, man. He attacks the basket. He attacks every part of the court, really. But when he goes to the basket, his handle is like loose, but he doesn't turn it over that much. And he draws contact every time, and he cocks the ball back as he's getting fouled, and he finds a way to just bank it in from these weird angles. Usually straight away. You don't see guys do it, and he does it all the time. And I did not think, that's why I wasn't so high on him in the draft, because it is not like a skill set that generally translates. And it's like, well, he does that stuff, but he's not really, how often is he going to have the ball in his hands to be allowed to do that? And it's like, it just finds a way, and the guys seem to be fine with it. Like an undrafted free agent where the other players are like, yeah, Ricky, go cook. Like, go take this guy one-on-one, get into the lane and like finish and get fouled. Like, he has been really good. And like his plus minus has been higher than most of the guys on the team. He gets to the line.
His name is Ricky Council.
His name is Ricky Council the fourth for the podcast. Yeah. Like if the shot actually gets there, like there could be a borderline, like very interesting player here. He's an interesting player. Right now he's like a rotation guy, hustle guy, make plays guy, extra possession guy, can defend the other end, you know, still young and still raw and stuff. But if he can actually, if it's all that stuff plus the threes going in, plus the athleticism.
What are you saying? What are you saying, Mike?
I'm seeing a lot.
Kawhi?
I'm seeing him being the culmination of all the guys that we always believed in that never quite get there. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't. Jeremy Grant?
Actually, somebody just said that in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How tall is Ricky Council? 6'6"?
He's 6'6". So Jeremy's a little taller, but like as a Jeremy Grant that doesn't necessarily need to dance as much as Jeremy does with the ball in his hands. I mean, wow. could be looking at a starter level player. The reason why I wanted to sign him earlier is because like once he showed a little bit, it's like, buddy, we have nobody under contract for a while. Just get him in here. And now we're in a situation where he's played too good that he's not just going to take a hinky special for 4 years.
Wow.
Somebody's going to give him more than that. So I'm sure they're negotiating some stuff now. Maybe it's like a 2-year deal.
2 years, $60 million, something like that.
2 years, $60 million. Give him Tobias. Like Tobias better be buying Ricky Council a lot of dinner. Better be giving him a lot of the whole Council family better be. All the Rickies better be eating good from Tobias's money. But I love him, and I think that he should, you know, he's great. I mean, I love that. I love energy guys that can do other stuff, and he can. Maybe like the way Bruce Brown was on the Nuggets. Like he's
Much
not
better ball handler.
Yeah, way better ball handler. But like
Yeah.
rim pressure, attack, athleticism. You know, the three is going to be the main issue of can he play in crunch time. But I don't know. It's probably not this year. Lots to clean up. But for an undrafted rookie, and on a draft night where the Sixers didn't do anything, even though they tried to buy a pick because we were leaked a photograph of the draft board and possible teams that would be willing to sell them a pick, which they did not. Ending up with Ricky and Turk is really, really great. So loved Turk early in the season. Still think he should get a contract, but Ricky especially because of the body and the motor is like great. Great.
So they're playing without Embiid. So before we get to Embiid, want to remind you we have the shirt out again. The one with all the names on the back. We updated it completely with all the names. We have it up to Kyle Lowry. We're going to wait to print them a few days after March 1st to see if we need to add anybody. We will put the link to buy the shirt, and we did a new graphic on the front. Looks like a college T-shirt almost. It's really cool. You can get it from Scheib Vintage Sports, who we're partnering with for merch. Shipping's only $3.99. Free shipping over $65. There it is. I don't know who that guy is, who the model is. He's a good-looking gentleman. He's like fucking jacked, honestly.
He wasn't actually wearing the shirt in this picture.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I might need to take it down and have someone actually wearing the shirt.
Well,
we're going to sell the name shirt.
Yet. They're not printed yet. As soon as they get printed, we're waiting to get the names on the
Let's
back.
get CJ in the shirt.
Yes,
let's
and
get
we'll
him.
Put it up there.
Maybe like sitting on a nice like naturey terrain, wearing the shirt.
So you can go to the link in the podcast or go to our site where it says merch, or go to ScheibVintageSports.com. And by the way, they have T-shirts for all the teams: Sixers, Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, all that kind of stuff. I love the shirt. So Joel Embiid, Woj was talking about Joel the other day on TV. Do we have that, CJ? Do we have the Woj? Can we play that? Here's what he said about Joel Embiid's return.
They still are optimistic that they can get him back. I think there's some hope, that they can get him back on the court by sometime in late March, back starting to get into condition. And listen, the goal here isn't necessarily to try to bring him back and see how many regular season games you might be able to win with him. The goal is to get him as healthy as he can be for the postseason. Hope they can hang in where they are, and then have as spry and mobile and conditioned of a Joel Embiid as they can for what would be either a play-in game, maybe as a 7th seed, or at 5 or 6, a nightmare first-round matchup for a team that gets home court advantage in the East, and all of a sudden here comes a healthy Joel Embiid with Buddy Hield, with Kyle Lowry, with the additions, but probably about a week away from him getting an update on a timeline with him. But I think there's still optimism in Philly that we will see Joel Embiid again this season.
So there you go.
Absolutely. That's what I've been saying.
That's what you've been saying. So currently, I just want to do this real quick. Currently, the Sixers are in the 6th seed. They're a half game up on the Magic, who are in the 7th seed. The Sixers are 33-25.
My Magic.
Sixers are tied with the Heat. Heat are playing particularly well right now, though.
With nobody. It's infuriating every year they do this.
They are a game and a half behind the Knicks, and then 4.5 behind the Bucks. So I was just looking at the schedule. I just want to run through this real quick. You just tell me. I'm just looking for the games that they, quote, should win. The should-win games. Hornets should win.
Please. I mean, you got to win the should-win games.
Right. So that's what I just want to see how many should-win games there are in there.
Yeah.
So Hornets should win. Mavericks not should win. Nets should win.
Yep.
Right. Grizzlies should win. Pelicans, I wouldn't put it there.
I would need to go back and look. If are we getting the benefit of like somebody on the second half of a back-to-back?
Yeah. I just want to like eye test it or
sure.
Just okay. So Pelicans, I would not put in the should win category.
No, definitely not.
Knicks no. Bucks no. Hornets
God bless
should
them.
win.
Love them.
Heat no.
Mm-mm.
Suns no. At the Lakers no.
Mm-mm.
At the Clippers Yes for fly the process.
Could you imagine? There's no way they win that game. There's a less than 0% chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet my house on the Clippers.
Cavs, no. Raptors.
You skipped the Kings and Clippers, but yes, still.
Oh, I said it's 2 Clippers games, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Kings, no. Clippers, no.
Yep.
Cavs, no. Raptors, yes.
Should.
Okay.
By that point, late March, hopefully Embiid's back. Yeah.
So that's Thunder, no. Heat, no.
No.
Grizzlies, yes.
And then you finish strong with Grizzlies, Spurs, Pistons, Magic. You'll probably lose if they're not full strength, and then the Nets.
So
they could win like the last 5.
I got
games in a row. That
9
might be
should
helpful.
wins. 9 should wins gets us to
42
wins, and I think
that's playing.
Stay out of the play-in. You got to get to 46. I think.
Yeah.
So
you got to steal a couple. You play the Knicks on a back-to-back or 2 games in New York. Could steal one of those. You got the Clippers twice in a week. Could steal one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be nice. You got to win some games, man. You got to win some games. They've really dug themselves a pretty deep hole without Joel. I mean, the fact is, like, they had the 3rd net rating in the league when Joel went down. Not just in games Joel's played, just at the time that Joel left the team for this extended stretch. 3rd net rating in the league, plus 7.7. Since then, they have a negative 10.3, which is 28th. The mark on the team that Joel leaves is so big. They are a top 5 team with him and a bottom 5 team without him. It's as simple as that. Like, maybe they'd be a little bit better if everybody was healthy, Covington, Melton, Foley, everybody, whatever. But like, it's really that. Like, Maxey's great. We love him. But if he's asked to be, this is why people that go like, oh, they should just trade Joel. It's like enough already. This team will be in absolute Siberia.
Yeah.
If they trade Joel.
They're not trading Joel.
And I don't think that they will, and I don't think they're considering it. But like the people that are even entertaining it, like there's not good stuff on the horizon for a trade Joel and then like see where you go. No. It's not going to be the case. You need even Joel just for defense. Like their defense right now, they can't play defense as a team because as good as B-Ball Paul is, and he's been up and down. Obviously, he's a backup center. He should be playing 15, 20 minutes a game. Joel cleans up so many of their mistakes over and over again for guys that can't keep their guy in front of them and prevents shots at the rim. They can't play defense. They can't get to the line. Obviously, Joel's the best in the league at that. And they can't generate enough threes.
So that seems like a problem, that what you're explaining.
There is not a way to get good offense. There just isn't. Everything is incredibly difficult. So they're just not, it is. That's why it's pointless to be watching the games. I will watch them, and I am watching them. And I think the fact that they in Boston were only down 2 in the 4th quarter with like 8 minutes to go is pretty cool. Good for them. Battled, bunch of guys doing their job. Maxey, good game. I do think it's a really big deal that Maxey had a great game against Boston.
Sure.
After being pretty stonewalled against them for years, really.
Yep.
He had 32 points on 24 shots. 5 assists, 1 turnover. Like, had a good game. Like, he played well. He was not the problem. But he can't do it all himself. They're a really good team. And I thought his defense was really good. His defense on Jaylen Brown
against Boston was. Against Boston. It was probably it was like noticeably good. And sometimes you say he's played well in defense and I don't feel it, but I felt it against Boston.
I just trust the guy, man. I trust the motor, I trust the effort. I trust him like taking it personally, which is so much of what defense is. And he has quick enough hands and he's getting stronger. Like that is not, as far as point guards go, Maxey's level of defense is not going to be a concern for me over the next 5-10 years. I think he's just going to, maybe he doesn't become Kyle Lowry, like he's one of the best guard defenders in the league at his position as a lead guard, but he's at least going to be positive for that kind of player. And I'm very happy with that.
The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast brought to you by MortgageCS. Thank you to Alec from MortgageCS for coming to the post bell ringing event over at Stateside. So like all of their reviews on Google are 5 stars. I'm reading one here. This came from Chris, and this is from 2 weeks ago. Absolutely fantastic experience with Ben, Alec, and the rest of the team at MortgageCS. They all took the time to answer our questions, were extremely transparent with the numbers, really helped us along the way to closing. Would recommend them to everyone and wouldn't hesitate for a second to work with them again. I actually think they're coming to fly the process too to Los Angeles. Look, MortgageCS is an independent mortgage broker right here in the area. Independent is important. What mortgage brokers do is they don't give you the money. That's not what they do. They go to the different lenders and find your mortgage for you. They go and they do all the work. Independent is important because some mortgage brokers, the bigger ones, have deals with certain banks. So they could lead you toward a bank that maybe isn't the best for you. Maybe it's not the best loan for you, but it does help them. MortgageCS doesn't play that. They're only dedicated to you. Call or text their CEO, Ben, at any time, 267-391-7425. Do it right now. Ask him when he thinks Joel's going to be back. 267-391-7425. They're there for you whenever you need them. And when you're buying a home, you need a mortgage, you need pre-qualification letters on weekends, maybe at night. I love it. They're always available. They explain the entire process to you. They just want you to feel comfortable. Also, great with refinancing options, including rate and term refinances for a rate payment reduction or cash out refinances to tap into equity. And this spring's going to be crazy with the home buying market, especially potentially. There's some talk of rates going down, which could make the market heat up even more. You need MortgageCS. Go to mortgagecs.com/Ricky to schedule a phone consultation or call or text Ben at 267-391-7425. You can read all the Google reviews, like I said. Once again, mortgagecs.com/Ricky. This advertisement, not a commitment to lend or extend credit. MortgageCS is an equal housing opportunity mortgage broker. All loans are subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply. Company NMLS 1464766. Visit mortgagecs.com/Ricky for more information. Are you ready for the Dan Olinger?
Well,
Go ahead.
we owe it to the people, and we owe it to him
Okay.
to entertain the idea,
Okay.
because
Mike
our
Muscala.
good friend Mike Muscala
Yes.
was bought out,
Yeah.
and he is available and being pursued by many playoff teams.
Do you think he'd be better than Mo Bamba?
I do.
Okay.
I really do. There's nothing I hate more than watching Mo Bamba try to finish around the rim when anyone is nearby.
He is.
If he's wide open, put back, great. But if there's
God bless him.
anybody there,
Yeah.
he goes up so low and so soft, and it's like, man, you're so big. You're so big.
Yeah.
And he
Makes me feel bad.
It makes me feel bad
he's
too.
a nice guy.
He's a lovely
On
guy.
the podcast.
Great on the podcast. Very
so
sweet.
Muscala not playing well this year, but was playing for maybe the worst team in NBA history, the Wizards. Was also on the Pistons. How was he on both teams? What trade was he a part of?
He's doing some special stuff. He was in the what trade was it? Oh shit! It was a Pistons Wizards trade before the deadline, not at the deadline.
I don't know.
That was a really barn burner of a trade.
Honestly, we needed just to see a Maxey driving kick to Muscala for three.
Oh
Just
my
to
God!
see that?
Absolutely.
We would.
Well, they wanted a backup center option that's a little bit different. They signed Darius Baisley to a 10-day. He's there. I don't know that he's going to last. I would probably prefer Muscala and Ricky Council to fill out the roster as 14 and 15. And because then Muscala gives you an option to go small but have another shooter out there that also can at least hold his own against bigger guys and rebound a little bit. Think about Muscala in a Maxey, Melton, Batum, Covington, Muscala lineup. That's a small with shooting, with the floor spread, with guys that can also play defense a little bit. I don't think it's something I would go to all the time, but it gives you the option in the playoffs if B-ball's not working out or the matchup is what it is.
Crazy question. Do you think while Embiid is out, the Sixers could get permission from the league to play with 6 players on the court?
That's interesting. Or ask the other team to play with 4?
Yes. Power play type stuff, hockey type stuff, hockey guys,
God, Embiid's so good. He's so good, and It is amazing.
And he's not
how
playing
much
at all.
they miss him.
Yep.
But he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back in less than a month, I think.
I would love for him. What if his return game was against the Clippers for flag?
No, it's not going to be against the Clippers. That won't happen. It'll be in Philly. It'll be the game. It'll be the game. That's my prediction. It is the game after the Clippers game in Philadelphia, right? It's Sixers Kings, right?
Yeah.
I believe that's Sixers Kings in Philadelphia.
What an insult.
No, it's in Sacramento. So it's going to be Clippers Sixers on Wednesday in Philly. Embiid back. Embiid Harden. And us having endured a 75-point loss at Fly the Process.
Looking like a bunch of assholes once again.
That's
Yet
right.
again. Okay.
That's right. Oh, there was a quote. Someone had a good chat about Joel. This is it. From Bootzilla. Could
Shout
they
out
stop
Bootzilla.
showing our games on national TV until Joel gets back? It has
it's
felt like every
embarrassing.
single one of their games is national TV. Can you fucking flex us out of there?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for us to be in these games.
Stop doing it.
It's embarrassing.
We don't want to see that shit.
Yeah. Fuck out of here.
Don't make Mike Breen talk about the Sixers until Joel is healthy. It shouldn't be allowed. Flex us out.
7 o'clock games. NBC
Get me to
Sports
1
Philly.
p.m. on Sunday. I want it to be like fucking. Give me like Broncos Commanders time zone. Like get
Honestly,
us out.
Do the games even need to be on NBC Sports Philly? I don't think so. Couldn't they
No.
show an old Phillies game or something? at
Just
this
send me a link and I'll watch it and then I'll talk about it on the podcast. It's fine.
All right. Dan Olinger is our newest writer. He joined us, I think, about 6 weeks ago at Dan_Olinger on Twitter. Dan writes The Danny. You can subscribe at writestorookiesanchez.com. Get all of our writings sent directly to your email box.
I met Dan
Yes.
Olinger at the live show finally.
So I gave him, okay, so before I tell you this story, he had to hit 35 of 50 free throws to keep his job. Mm-hmm. We gave him to the end of February. We told him to tape it. We got a video today. It's apparently the video. We don't know the result of it. I also, the first time I ever met Dan in person was at Stateside. I only spoke to him on the phone. So afterwards, he helped me carry some stuff to my car. And I was like, I'll just drive you back to your car. And he's like, okay. So we're driving back like to the car. I'm like, he's like, go this way. I'm like, okay. It's like 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks. And I'm like, damn, where'd you park? And he's like, yeah, I'm not a good parallel parker. So I had to find a really big spot. 7 blocks, 8 blocks. Mike, he parked 1.4 miles away from the Stateside bar.
Oh, bud. All right, so we'll keep that story in mind as we watch these free throws.
Okay, so pull it up. So I was actually looking it up. Wait, stop it for a sec. Can you stop it?
Looks
Okay.
like a nice court.
I looked at his high school stats.
You saw his stats?
Yeah, which are on the internet. And I think he shot 78% from the line in
Whoa.
high school. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dan.
So we're now
Harder
not
to
everybody's-
shoot free throws in game when you're obviously
Yes.
sweatier versus when you have all the time in the world to do it.
Tom from Twitch asked if that's why Dan was sweating when he got there, and yes, I think it is why.
Gotta
because
be.
he walked so far. So you can watch this on if you're listening to the pod, you can watch it on Spotify, watch it on YouTube. But if you don't like watching a podcast like a normal person who just listens, we will say what happens. So here we go. CJ, I'm so excited here.
There you go. That's nice form. One
of one.
CJ has sped him up. Okay, interesting form. He really places
2
the
of
ball in a little nook before
Yeah.
he goes up. It's a little
3
bit of a
of 3.
hitch, I would say.
And he's not using a rebounder. 3 of 3. 3 of 4. Wow.
And he did a little Horford clap after he missed
Yep.
that one.
Oh,
he
3
missed
of
2 in a row.
5.
He's in his head.
Oh, he's probably going to start over.
Oh,
3
3
of
of
6.
6. Oh,
he
no.
doesn't do it.
Okay, he's back
4
in
of
4 of
7.
7. Nice rim. Soft
5
rim.
of 8.
A
Yeah.
soft rim. He's got
6
good
of 9.
backspin on it. I would love to see another angle of the shot, but it looks like his guide hand is doing solid
6
work.
of 10. I don't know about this. 6 of 11.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my
All right,
God.
He blew on his hands a little bit.
7 of 12.
Okay, he's bouncing back. I feel
8
it.
of 13.
Strong.
9 of 14.
Now he's confident. He's
in a
walking a little
rhythm.
more confident. Oh,
9
short
of
pulled the
15.
string.
He's got to hit the money ball here. 10 of
This
16.
is our version of the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
Yes. Soft. It's a
11 of
soft rim, I
17.
will say. And that ball looks a little bit
12 of 18.
flat in a way that I like. I like a flat ball.
13 of 19. 13 of 20. So he's missed 7. 14 of 21. 15 of 22. 15
Oh,
of
and he felt it. He was
23.
upset at that one.
16 of
I
24.
have to look at how's the foot on the line a little bit. A couple of these not regulation.
17 of 25. We do have to investigate. 18 of 26. 19 of 27. We also weren't able to look at the ball. 20 of 28. 21 of 29.
He's in a rhythm now.
22 of 30.
It. He's in the zone.
23 of 31.
I would like to know if any other people are watching him do this.
24 of 32.
And what
25 of 33.
He's hit like 10 in a row. He's feeling it.
Oh, missed
rimmed
one.
out. And did a little
25
hop
of
after he
34.
missed. CJ, thank you for putting in his like missing
25 of
celebration.
35. So he's missed 10.
11.
25 of 36.
He only
He's
missed
missed
4
11.
more.
26
pause it,
of
pause it,
37.
pause it.
Pause it.
Okay, so he missed
26
one.
of 38. Okay.
So he's 26. He's missed 12 shots. He has to get 35 out of 50. So that means that he needs to shoot 9 of his next 12, 75%.
Yep.
To finish above the threshold on the second to last day of February, Black History Month, where he has to hit this, where he was promised he would. Okay, 26 of 38.
By the
he's
way,
a little bit in his head right now, but he knows he can get on a run.
Yes. We have a comment. I can't believe they didn't speed this up more. Are you kidding, man? I wish this was 3 times longer.
CJ did a great job speeding it up.
Yes.
Originally, this was over 11 minutes long. It's a little over 3 minutes long.
Great
now,
job.
So
Great job, Siege.
The
Put them
Dan
in their
Olinger
place.
Black
Make
History
sure the
Month
chat knows who
challenge.
the chat boss is, and it's you.
Okay, so he's 26 of 38, lining up. He is shooting. If you're not watching, he's got a long sleeve tee on, black mesh shorts.
Yeah, looks good in the long sleeve tee.
Black socks, and white looks like low top sneakers. So here we go.
Okay.
27 of 39.
He's hitting again. Needs to be 9 of 12, and he's hit
28
2. So
of
needs
40.
to be 7 of 10.
29 of 41.
Feeling it.
30 of 42.
He's hot. Let's go.
31 of 43.
Oh, a little long.
31 of 44.
A little long. Got cocky.
32 of 45.
Okay, just needs to hit 2.
33
2 of the next 4.
46.
Just needs 2 of the next 4.
That's
just
34.
needs 1 more. He got it.
35.
He did a little pump up at the camera. And then he airballed the next one.
Airball.
And he hits the last one. 36 of 50. And a thumbs up to the camera. 2 thumbs up. He's pumped. He's sweaty. Not too much of celebration.
Oh, a 3.
Then he takes a 3. And
So
he
as
misses
proof
it.
that I did not doctor the video as Spike has accused me of potentially doing,
Whoa.
those shots you heard in the background of my brother David I brought here with me. He was
Brother
shooting back
David.
there. David can attest. I shot all 50 straight there and made 36 of them, including airballing that 49th. Is that right, Dave? Yes, he did. All right, and as a special treat for Mike, we're going to show him something that he wants every Sixers player to do.
Oh, boy.
What is this?
Oh, his brother can
For
dunk.
you, Mike.
A lot of height on his brother. Brother looks like a prospect. Maybe 6'3".
Hold on. So
What a thrill that was.
So his proof of like his
No, I buy it. A
his
brother,
witness- his
a
witness
taller
is his
brother, a taller brother would not let him get away with that. We watched the
a
whole
good
thing.
point.
I trust CJ to do it. I think that's all above board. Airballing the 49th was really very funny. But 36 of 50, very good. He's got a nice little touch. He puts it in the shooting pocket.
How many times
What?
do you think he did it? How many times do you think he tried it?
I would not rule out that he started on, like, he might have started over a couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't think he did like a full 50
Yeah.
and was like, oh, I didn't do that.
Right. That's
and
fair.
went. So I would say like, which is of course what I would do. Like, okay, shot number 1 counts on the first one I make. I got to hit the first one. You're gonna give me the first one. So everything is practice until I hit the first one, and then we're off. And so I thought that was a thrill. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. 36 of 50, very solid. A little under his high school percentages, but the pressure was on doing it for the Ricky more than it would have been for whatever high school he went to.
Come on. The Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast is brought to you by Briggs Auction, Briggs Auction. Download the app at Briggs at the App Store or Google Play. A 4-generation family-owned and operated auction house, which we love because we love stuff. You know who loves stuff? CJ. CJ, the Briggs Auction item of the week. What do you got?
Yeah, so whenever I'm looking at Briggs Auction lots, I'm often thinking I need to design a room around this piece, this item. And we have another one this week. We got this mushroom lamp, stem light design line mushroom lamp.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's simple.
That is cool. Looks like it's in Clockwork Orange or something.
It screams reading nook at me.
Yeah.
I don't have the space for that right now, but I would love to design a room around this. Put a nice little hue, like a Philips Hue light bulb in it. Change the color depending on the mood. I love this thing. It's a lot of beans. I did look it up. It does go for much more, which is the world of
What's the bid at now?
$130.
$130. Okay.
Yeah, I saw retail. You can get this for like $1,000.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, I don't understand how or why, but it looks cool and it makes me feel better knowing that it's good quality. I would assume if it's going to be that price.
There's a jacket in the current auction that has you written all over it.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
I got to take another look then.
Yeah, it's a lot of 2 jackets. Anyway, Briggs Auction, auctions almost every week. Estate auctions, discovery auctions. They had the fucking Star Trek auction. They have the sports memorabilia and sneakers auction. I love it. I check it every single week. I'm a online auction fucking addict, and Briggs is the best. Go to briggsauction.com, download the app at Google Play or the App Store. If you win a lot, you can pick up on Saturdays when they have open pickup, or schedule it during the week, or they'll work with you on a shipper. And if you have a mushroom lamp that you'd like to get auctioned off, if you have stuff, send an email to info@briggsauction.com. Steve will take care of you. briggsauction.com, Briggs Auction, Briggs Auction. Mike, here is the hard to stomach YouTube comment of the week. Comes from Dominique Brown 2890. Quote, "We're due for a Daryl visit." We said that on the last pod. SMH, the nerdy guy's fanboy over Daryl Morey so much when the guy has done nothing. Morey doesn't know anything about basketball. He's an analytics guy who can crunch numbers, match salaries, and get trades done, but he should not be making decisions on personnel. Mike,
Anybody can match salaries. That's not even the hardest.
Yeah.
You don't need a number cruncher to match a salary.
Yeah. So what's your thought? Should he be making decisions?
I like these guys. I like these just dismissive of anybody that uses statistics guys. But I think it's interesting. Should we not want him on the podcast? The president of the team?
No, I think we should want him on the podcast, right?
Well, I don't know if I'm fanboying over him. I criticize him quite often.
Yeah, we criticize him. He takes it. I think we are fair to Daryl.
Nobody's better at taking it than Daryl.
No, and giving it right back, and also taking it.
I would be worse at taking it than he is.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be quite Colangelo, but I'd certainly not be as good as Daryl.
We got this email from Jack at rightstoRickySanchez@gmail.com. Spike Mike CJ, I wanted to share an amusing dream I had with the premise of myself being employed by the podcast.
Wow. All right. I have a limit for amount of like someone telling me about their dreams, but if it's related to the podcast, it's good.
Okay. It starts when I'm with the rest of the team at Ricky HQ, seated around a square table in the main conference room for an all-staff meeting. The premise of the meeting is centered around CJ having forgotten to turn off the YouTube live stream after the last pod and dealing with the ensuing fallout from that. But I am only half paying attention because I'm
adding CJ to the stage for this.
Yes. CJ, has that ever happened? Have you ever done that?
No, never. Okay. That's like my biggest fear doing that.
Okay. But I'm only half paying attention because I'm trying to sneakily listen to an episode of the pod during the meeting. Unfortunately, Mike sees me doing this and keeps me after the meeting. He goes, "Look, listening to our podcast when you're in our work meeting cannot happen." I understand. As Mike turns to leave, I notice that he has a terrible haircut.
Okay.
The barber has really done a number on the back of his head. The poor guy probably doesn't even know how bad he looks back there. I'm about to point this out to him, but wisely decide this probably isn't the best time to do so.
Wow.
I make a mental note to tell him later as a courtesy. Next, I'm at my desk at Ricky HQ. I love that there's a Ricky HQ with desks. And
Yeah, where would
tables
that
and
even
stuff.
be?
Yeah. Next, I'm at my desk at Ricky HQ.
That's
and
at stateside. Stateside is a Ricky HQ. We're in the back.
Next, I'm at my desk at Ricky HQ, and I have a panicked realization that I'm not sure what my job is. I can't even remember if I'm an air talent or not. As I am trying to figure this out, Spike comes up to my cubicle and asks me to take a walk with him. Spike starts talking about how, in terms of one's career, you need to find somewhere where you really fit, somewhere where you can carve out your own niche.
You would say this.
Yes. It's good advice, but I can tell he's building up to firing me. Spike finally goes, I appreciate all you've done for us over the years, but our star is just too bright for you here.
Amazing.
It's such an epic line. It kind of hangs in the air for a few moments. I am devastated. I love working for the Ricky, but deep down, we both know this to be true.
Wow.
I start trying to find my way back to my desk through fields of cubicles. I can feel my eyes welling up with tears.
It's a huge operation.
Yes. And I start to doubt, how many cubicles does Abby have? I start to doubt whether I have the chops to work at any, quote, bright star organization.
I don't think he does.
Just then I wake up, relieved I wasn't fired, but with Spike's words still weighing heavily on me. Non-basketball question. Have you ever had to fire someone? Mike, have you?
No one's. I mean, Liberty Ballers. I don't think so. I think there were a couple fadeaways, a couple. Everybody knows what's going on, and we are letting it go away.
Yeah.
One of which was a national news story.
Oh, really?
Spike, you know what it is.
Do I?
I almost said it at the live podcast.
Oh, that person was a Liberty Ballers writer? I didn't
Yes.
Know. Oh, I didn't know. Was that person a Liberty Ballers writer at the time?
Yes.
Of the thing?
I think so.
Really?
I think so. Yeah.
It's still the joke. To me, it's the greatest joke you've ever told on stage, but it didn't make it to the stage. Yeah. I don't know if anyone would have gotten it. But
no, definitely not.
It was a quitting Liberty Ballers to go work out level, like sort of joke.
Sure.
But man, it was really, really funny.
Yeah.
I wish anybody had any idea what we were talking.
No, some people know. The Liberty Ballers staff, that is probably knows. What you've had to fire people?
Yes, numerous times. It sucks.
I'd be so bad at it.
Yeah, it sucks. I would say that the only thing to do is to like be honest and quick and respectful of their time and emotion. So
it would end up with me crying. I would cry.
Have I ever cried?
Unless I really didn't like them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If they really, really sucked.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you suck. You're bad at this. And the star of, what is it? What is the line? Our star is just too bright for you here. And how much you suck.
That's a fucking t-shirt if I've ever seen one.
Line. Our star is too bright for you here. You would say that. It's very Scott O'Neill of you.
So this guy writes to rickysanchez@gmail.com. I love when people say not to use the real name on the pod, and there's nothing wrong with the question at all. So it said, P.S. Do not use my real name on the pod. If you
I just don't want people to think I'm a fucking loser who emails into podcasts. I just think I can't have anybody thinking that.
Hi, Spike, Mike, CJ. There's been a lot of discussion about Harden's sex life and how Spike knows he has a lot of it. Quite frankly, that is pretty boring and not the most interesting Harden mystery. Breaking news, pro athlete has casual sex. The real mystery...
He does it.
The real mystery Spike is withholding is something that was mentioned not long after the end of the Celtics series last year. Spike, you said you had credible sources that they knew before Game 7 that Harden was checked out. Can you elaborate at all on this now that he's gone? I think whatever it is probably applicable for a lot of Harden's other no-shows, process or die. I cannot, but I'll tell you this. I will say it on whenever our last podcast is. Whenever we do that, I will reveal that.
The last podcast story. Ever?
Yes. Last Ricky ever. I will reveal the Harden.
All right. Well, we should start keep making a list of whenever
the things that we're going to say.
The things that we're going to say on the last Ricky ever.
We should have Ricky Sanchez on and just tell him all of these things that he doesn't even care
Listen,
about.
Ricky, sit down for a sec.
Yeah.
Do you know why Harden has this much sex or why he doesn't?
The sex one I can't do, but the Game 7 one I
You
can
got to do it.
The sex one?
It's at least got to be on the list.
Yeah, I think.
Come up, let us know. Email us, riceturkeysanchez@gmail.com if there are more things that we should finally say on the last podcast. If we're forgetting some. I see a good chat. This is a good chat.
Okay. I'll reveal the secret ban. Yes, we can do that on the final pod. Yeah.
Okay.
That's for sure. Yeah.
The last pod, we're all building to that. That is like us in the fiery embers of Mount Doom destroying the podcast.
I did have this voicemail of this guy just ripping AU to shreds, but I like AU too much to air that. So we will end with this. From John, writes RickySanchez@gmail.com. Hi, Spike and Mike. I just wanted to clarify that although you may have not been shown ringing the bell on the Sixers broadcast, I was watching the game on League Pass, and you were indeed shown bell ringing. I got to have my very own version of the DiCaprio pointing at the TV meme while my wife looked at me with bewilderment.
I was on there?
No, I don't think you were on there.
Oh, it was still you.
Yes.
Yes,
but
which my family and friends were all booing on the... as they were taking a video being like, oh, get Mike on the Jumbotron. Only fucking Spike on the Jumbotron. Only Spike.
I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I do agree. It's ridiculous.
Who is the guy? Dan? Dan was the guy squatting, doing the bell ringing?
Dan, yes.
He told me to go to the other side and absolutely just ripped the moment from me. Seeing my face on a Jumbotron. Didn't get it.
No.
Didn't get it. So I guess I'll just have to ring the bell by myself then, so that it's fully. I get the full experience.
It wasn't on TV, so I think they owe us another one.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I would do like
what?
I would do like a half court shot. I'm gonna start. Look, they gave me the bell ring. They should.
You want to shoot a half court shot?
Yeah,
for
like me and Franklin. Me and Franklin. Whoever hits one first. The Blue Coats robbed me of a 3-point contest with Chris Kumaje.
Yes, they did.
The least the Sixers could give me is a 3-point or like a half court contest with Franklin, who hits an incredible amount of half court shots backwards.
He does.
It really is remarkable how good he is at that. And I know Sixers
good.
Adam doesn't want to give him credit for it,
no,
but it is an incredible feat to the point that I don't think he can do it if he's looking at the basket.
Oh, forwards, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, there is something about the physics of it, doing it backwards, because you can do that whole slingshot sort of thing that would be, I think, tougher to do if it was forwards. You know what I mean? Like the way that he shoots it, I think he'd probably be better at it.
Sixers Adam listening live, texting me. Oh, fuck off. Don't credit Franklin. Wow.
Go to hell, traitor. You
Sixers
left.
Adam. I love that guy.
I bet you could. Do you think Adam could hit 35 of 50 free throws?
Adam couldn't even hit rim on a mini hoop at the Live Ricky.
That's very true. That's very true. We'll be back with you Sunday after the loss to the Mavericks. Hopefully they beat the Hornets on Friday night.
God, need it, please.
Yeah, need it badly. We'll talk to you then. Are you down with TTP?
Yeah, lick face.